Welcome to the Supercast. I'm your host, Superintendent Anthony Godfrey. It was a moving celebration of Dia de Los Muertos, created in part by Spanish Dual Language Immersion classes at Riverside Elementary School. On this episode of the Supercast, we go inside the temporary Dia de Los Muertos Museum, organized by third grade teacher Kathy Wride. Find out how students were able to honor family members, including pets who have passed away, by creating altars for them. We are here at Riverside Elementary with Kathy Wride to talk about her Dia de los Muertos activity. And this is something that's been going on for a while, is that right?
Yeah, it's 7 years now.
Okay, introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about this activity.
I've been in the Spanish immersion program since I started about 7 years ago. My first year at Riverside, I wanted to bring forth culture, and what better way than to celebrate Day of the Dead and to actually introduce something that is celebrated in a Hispanic culture. That is also why we are a Spanish immersion school. So this is my baby for the last 7 years.
So we're standing in the gym right now. We have some music in the background that you can hear, and there is a wall of artwork that the students have put together, but there's also row after row of displays that students have created, and it's really amazing. You have the lights dimmed, and it creates a wonderful atmosphere in here. Tell me about Day of the Dead and how all of this works.
Well, the Day of the Dead is celebrated November 1st and 2nd in Mexico and just Latin American countries. It's very highly emphasized more in Mexico. They have a big celebration in their towns and villages and everything. But this is just something to celebrate those that have departed. It can be, individuals. It can be also pets that have passed away. We do have quite a few because pets are part of a family. So it's celebrated as celebrating their life. It has nothing to do with death. It's just we recognize, we remember the loved ones that have passed on. And it's just something beautiful that they do in Latin American countries. And we brought it here to Riverside.
Let's talk about the wall over here. Let's
walk
over and take a look at the artwork there.
Of course. The wall is just, it's the calaveras. It's just a very big symbol. It represents the actual person that has passed, or, like I said, a pet that has passed. It's just a representation, like a symbol of life, of what they used to be. But we don't do any dark colors. It's very bright. It's very pink, orange, all the bright colors you can possibly do. And then it just emphasizes the culture and just the life that the person or pet had.
And it's really a celebration.
Yeah, it's totally a celebration. Nothing sad about it.
So is there any of these that you can give me any additional detail about?
No, I think what we also did is we with the movie Coco that came out a few years ago, that actually helped introduce Day of the Dead a little bit more to parents.
Sure.
And they were actually able to understand what it was. And so that's why I connected with Coco, the movie. And parents are like, oh, wow, yes, this is great. They get involved. They start sharing. But the art is, it's just their interpretation, like a student's interpretation of what a calavera would be. So their colors, they picked. The only thing they're told, don't black, no dark colors, just bring life to your calavera. So.
Okay,
yeah,
very good.
Yeah.
So there's the calavera, which is the skull.
Yes, this is the skull.
And I see that they're decorated in various ways with various designs.
Yes.
So the skull is a part of it.
Yes,
and
it's a very big part.
And are there any other instructions beyond that? Just no dark colors, no black?
No dark colors, just have fun with it. Just colors that would represent the person that you're thinking about.
And it represents a specific individual?
Yeah, whoever they're thinking of at that moment, or pet, depending on who they're doing it on.
Okay. Now tell me about the other component.
The altars, los altares. The altares have ofrendas on them. Ofrendas can be from objects to food. It's pretty much anything that the individual or the pet liked while they were living. We have a
picture of father and daughter, it looks like.
Yeah, you can tell right away just by looking at it. He loves popcorn. He likes eggs and bacon, and he loves cars, and he was a handy person because he has tools on there.
Yeah, there's a set of tools.
There's a lot of race car things on there. Pizza was one of his favorite things. So it actually, you can kind of tell a lot on the altar.
I don't know either one, and it's very touching just to see that.
Yeah, they go all out, and I mean, just even with just individuals. You can, with pets, you see like their favorite toy. Like we have one over here.
Oh yeah.
This was a little Ken. His name is Whiskers. You can see they love playing with string, with the little toy ball and the little fluffy mouse, and
there's
just their food. Yeah, there's even some cat food.
There.
And we have pictures, of course, of the animal.
Whiskers, yes.
Yeah.
Whiskers looks like a bit of a rascal.
Yeah, and you learn a lot about the person that has passed, because everything that's on the altar is something that symbolizes, that represents the person.
What are some of the reactions you've seen from students as they have gone through this process of creating the altar?
The best thing that I've actually heard from parents is they appreciate doing this with their student, because they're able to bring history back, something that maybe the student at the time didn't know, a loved one they didn't really get to meet, and they're like, oh, I want to tell me more. The first 2 years I did this, there were tears. It was just the joy of having this, just be able to spend together, family time together. That has been the biggest thing that I've been told. Thank you for letting me share my history with my child. Thank you for letting us bring back a loved one. And so it's been able to, connect parents with their student, just being able to bring back a little bit of family history almost. So
sometimes they're creating an altar for someone they may not have met even.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Wow, it's clear just looking over this that a lot of thought and love and hard work has gone into creating some very touching memorials.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I get super emotional, just because I love seeing what the connections it has with the parents.
Yeah.
I myself have my own children here. I have one more left. When we put an altar together, this year we asked teachers to do it. The dual immersion teachers. I have one of my own. I have another English immersion teacher that she did one, and she's fantastic. And they were able to just share with their students a little bit more personal things about them. Mine's right here. It's about
let's take a look at yours.
Mine is very simple, but it tells a lot about my poor dog that decided to pass away because cancer took him away. But I was able to remember him, and I spoke to my students about him, and they're like, "That's your dog?" "Yeah." And then what was his favorite? So we talked a lot about. So it actually brings connections, even with our teachers. And then there's another one over here. This is from another teacher. She was able to share with her students in Spanish, because she's one of our Spanish immersion teachers as well.
These are pictures of her parents, I assume?
I'm assuming those are grandparents.
Oh, grandparents.
Grandparents.
Okay.
And so she was able to create one, and they got to meet their teacher just a little bit, and get to know a little bit more about, her family. And it just creates connections, even not just with family, but with teachers and their students.
So there are connections with those who have passed, but also with the friends around you who can support you now that they know you a little bit better, and they know who you've lost and what your connection is to them.
Absolutely.
I love yours with the picture of Einstein over the top. That's a great picture of your dog having a great time in the snow.
Yeah. I choke up because I don't get sad. Just everything that I'm grateful for him. I was pregnant with my last daughter, my last child, and I have a picture, one of the last things that I took of him, on the side of me when I was pregnant, and he would just cuddle with me. And so I share that with my kids, and then we just remember him, and we remember the best times.
Well, that's a great lesson to students, to remember the good times and to really empathize with what other people have been through.
Yeah, and you just feel love. You feel like this is all about love. You feel them. You can feel the family connections. You can feel who this pet was. Like, you can just feel how close you become. How amazing, what a difference they made in your life, whether it's for the student themselves or for their parents or their grandparents, things like that. So there's just that connection, that love that exists.
What an immersive, important learning opportunity. This is incredible. Stay with us. When we come back, students talk about the altars they created to honor family members who've passed, including beloved pets.
Do you simply love learning online? We can't wait to have you join the amazing teachers in our brand new Jordan Virtual Learning Academy. In Jordan Virtual Learning Academy schools, we offer innovative, fun, and flexible online learning with daily real-time instruction from teachers. Enrollment is currently open for all K-12 students in Utah. Start on the path to personalized virtual learning success now at connect.jordandistrict.org. That's connect.jordandistrict.org.
Is this every grade, 1st through 6th?
Yeah,
that does
1st through 6th. So we have some kindergartners at the end that decided to do it. We also have a preschooler that did it as well. But we have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So it's just amazing, like just the detail that goes into all their status.
And when they know that they're doing it year to year, then they're probably thoughtful over the course of the year about who am I going to honor, what am I going to what am I going to do this time.
Yes. Sometimes they even use the same one, but they add another detail they may have found out.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, this is great, So it's just cool to see, and it's amazing to see.
So the connection just deepens over time.
Oh, for sure. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really something. With COVID and everything that's been going on, does this take on a greater significance?
Absolutely. We do have some altars that are of individuals that have passed because of COVID. And so instead of remembering the sad part of COVID, they're remembering the person's life. And it just creates, like I said, a bigger bond. Just helps you remember the good, not when they were sick, not when they were, ready to go. It just helps you reconnect with the person. And just, with COVID being so dark and so dark times, this is just a little bit of a light out of this dark tunnel that has been COVID. So
it's interesting because even though I have no connection to anyone represented here, I'm thinking about my own family, my friends, and my pets. And it makes you cherish what you have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Tell me your name.
I'm Abby.
Abby, what grade are you in?
6th grade.
Will you tell me about your altar and who you honored?
So I'm honoring my great-great-grandpa Howard. He worked at an oil field. He made spinning wheels and stuff like that. And he made the newspaper a lot for making all of his spinning wheels. And yeah.
What's something you learned about him that you didn't know before this project?
I didn't know he made his own spinning wheels.
That's a really unique talent. Where did you get the idea to honor him?
My parents, and I was just thinking about him.
Do you feel a connection to him that you didn't feel before?
Yes.
It looks really good. What did you make here? What is this?
That's an oil field. It's an oil tank, because he worked there.
So the spinning wheel was on the side in addition to his
yes.
work.
Yes.
So you have a picture of him, and it looks really nice. An article about him, too. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's exciting. Well, thank you very much. Great work.
Thank you.
Tell me your name.
I'm Ellie.
Ellie? And tell me about your altar.
This is my dad's uncle, Rick. He, I think he died a couple months ago. And I never actually got to know him very well, but he owned horses, and he and my dad would go and ride all the time. I never have seen his horses, but it's really cool to hear about. And I was told that he really loves pie.
Okay.
He likes all kinds of pie, and he loved fishing. He would just go all out with the outdoor stuff, and because I didn't know him very well, I don't understand it all, but I do think that he was one of my dad's biggest role models in his life. What
did you think of just doing this project in general?
At first I didn't really care for it very much, but every year you keep doing it, the more it ends up kind of like meaning to you something. Like I did a different person or a pet every year. and it just became really special.
That's wonderful. Well, great work. It looks really nice, and I'm sure your dad is proud, and I'm sure it meant a lot to your dad. Okay, thank you very much. Tell me your name.
Audrey.
Audrey, talk to me about your altar.
This was my great-grandpa, Stanley Jones. He had his own construction company. He really liked York peppermint patties. He used to do carpet cleaning before he did construction, and he really liked animals.
Who are some of the other people that you honored?
I've done my mom had a friend whose son died of a brain tumor, so I did him. I've done my grandma and my grandpa and my great-grandma.
Very nice. Well, obviously it's had an impact on you, and I really appreciate your talking with me about the altar. All right, thanks. Great job. Hi, tell me your name.
I'm Sophia.
And Sophia, talk to me about the altar. Who are you honoring here?
So this is my grandma. Her name was Grandma Beryl. She's my dad's grandma and my great-grandma. She died on the day after Mother's Day, this Mother's Day. She really liked chocolate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like chocolate as well?
Sometimes. It depends the type.
Not as much as she did, though, huh?
No.
And obviously she just passed away recently, so you know her.
Yeah. We would usually go to her house for, like, family dinners. But I think, so she had 4 sons.
Do you know about her because of this project?
I learned that she hated peaches, but she would can them every year for her husband because her husband loved peaches.
So she hated peaches but loved her husband.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. So you've what do you think about this project?
It's really fun because you get to learn a lot of things about your ancestors, and it's a fun way to just learn.
Who are some of the other people you've honored over the years?
I think I honored my dad's great-grandpa and the wife of his great-grandpa.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that looks really nice. I love the roses in a circle around the picture of her face. And is that a picture of you and her in the heart there?
Yeah.
Wow, I really like that. And the candles that you have lit electronically there on top of the altar, and the beautiful designs on those candle holders. Is this a project that you'll remember after elementary school?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's had an impact on you?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking with me about that.
Welcome.
It's very cool. Thank you. Thanks for joining us on the Supercast. Remember, education is the most important thing you'll do today. We'll see you out there.